All right. Episode 140 of Genius Take the Wheel. And I'm still your host, Dr. Evil Genius. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about anabolic steroids. Yes, we got the car guys in here. We got Kratos is up in here too. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys about how I've been and how I'm feeling. Yes, I spent entirely too long in the gym today. I know I tell you guys not to do it, but today things were just going too well, and I had a little bit too much determination, and I kind of, no diddy, but I diddied my workout. Can't stop, won't stop. Hey, the car guy, only show up to the streams that you want to show up to and that you can show up to. You know what I mean? Nobody's under any obligation here except for me being under an obligation to make sure that I show up here for you. And if you want to come through here and chill with Dr. Evil, then please, by all means, your presence is welcome. All right, let me kind of go through my spiel. This is episode number 140 of Genius Take the Wheel. I am Dr. Evil Genius. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's stream. I do appreciate you. For those who will be watching this after I go off the air, you are part of the replay gang, and I salute you. Thank you so much. Thank you for dropping a like on today's stream. I really would appreciate if you did that. It is a free way to help me with this so that I can reach more people, and I guess you guys can have more people to kind of get ideas from, not just for me. Yeah, we're in the Z4 today, and it is the summertime, so sun's out, guns out, the whole bit. You already know. I very rarely put this car into sport mode, but I don't know, it just feels so good right now that I feel like hearing the engine a little bit more. I don't know if you guys can really hear it, but I'm enjoying it. Anyway, so a bit about today's workout. We have Calb here. What's going on? A bit about today's workout. Yes, it went on entirely too long, but I'm going to give you the autopsy of today's training. The car guy. So today I was not sure if I was going to do more than my leg training, because I train very heavy and I train close to failure. And so by the time I would get started on the second workout of the day, I would definitely be energy deficient. So it was really a game time decision, but I came to the gym prepared for just doing legs or getting the chest done after legs. So I did, this is my last session on the leg press at 32 repetitions. That's 4 sets of 8 at 455, full range of motion. My warm-up sets were just the platform, 6 repetitions, 135, 6 repetitions, 225, 6 repetitions, 315, 6 repetitions, and then the 32 reps at 455. I did complete those. I moved up in weight on the seated hamstring curl, so the volume went down tremendously, but the weight did go up. So My last time I did the seated leg curl at 130 pounds, 4 sets of 12. Today, 4 sets of 6 at 150 pounds. And it was less scary than I anticipated that it would be. So I'm kind of happy about that. Then I did the deadlift. I did a warm-up set. Yo, Calb's got jokes. And the car guy says fatherless behavior. Wow. Yo, I love the trolling in the stream. Yo, keep it coming. So my warm-up sets were 5 reps at 135, 5 reps at 225, and then my plan was to get 3 sets of 7, or a total of 21 reps at 275. I was rolling right along the first 3 sets. I felt pretty good the next 2 sets, but my sciatica started to really act up as the fatigue built up. So I had a real tough time getting into position. I had a couple of rough repetitions in set number 5, but I was so afraid of hurting myself that I had to really super commit to really good movement. Yo, Kratos. Exactly. We're gonna let Cal do his thing in the chat, because it's funny. When it's not funny, then we might have to take a different approach. But yeah, I wasn't really feeling that great about a couple of the reps that I did in set 5. So my fear didn't cause me to quit. My fear made me recommit to proper setup, proper motion. And even though my hamstrings and glutes were really starting to peter out, I really wanted to make sure that I did the right thing. And so while I was really fatigued, I really did do a good job of kind of regaining good motion. And so I'm very happy. I'm very happy with what I was able to do there. And then I also went up in weight again on the seated leg extension. I did 4 sets of 12 last time at 170 pounds. 4 sets of 11 or 4 sets of 12, something like that. And then the car guy said, oh, wow. Oh, man, the car guy, you're awesome, man. He said, gay. So I did 4 sets of 6 at 190 on the leg curl. Very happy with that. That was nice. And then, I decided, what? I don't know how the chest work is going to go today, because it didn't go that well on Tuesday. So, but I was kind of rushed and all of that. I woke up really groggy from a nap from my second. This didn't really go that well. So I really wasn't expecting things to go that well. I wasn't expecting today to really go that well. But on the Smith machine incline, I hit 9 reps 4 times, so 4 sets of 9 at 195. But I figured out that the Smith machine moves smoother in the gym that I was just in than the one that's in my apartment gym. So the 195 in my apartment gym is actually tougher to do, because the bar does not move as smoothly as the Smith machine at the gym that I just drove from, which I think is pretty interesting. But I hit that with flying colors. And then since I'm at the other location, I'm like, listen, my apartment gym limits me to dumbbells that only go up to 75 pounds. The other location I go to, the dumbbells go up to 150 pounds. So I'm like, well, I don't really get to do heavy dumbbell work. I'm relegated to doing a barbell bench press if I'm going to get in heavy weight. So normally on the barbell bench press, my last time I did 205. I did 10 reps and then 9 reps and then 8 reps twice. And I was kind of tired, so I was rushing through the workout, so I didn't do any myo reps. No myo rep sets. Really hope that there's no red light camera over here, because this traffic is bad. All right. Having access to much heavier dumbbells, I said, you know what, I'm going to bypass the barbell and I'm going to try to do some heavy dumbbell press. Heavy for me. Some of you guys might be doing dumbbell presses heavier than me, but I can only do heavy that's heavy for me, right? So after I finished the incline press at 195, I had my eyes set on the 110-pound dumbbells. The reason being is because I had never touched 110-pound dumbbells for a chest press ever before in my life. So because I really thought that I could get sets of 5, I said I kind of set my sights on getting that. So I had somebody video me doing the first set. Hey, we got Midmo. What's goody? Midmo. So after I hit the incline bench, I felt I was like, I really want to touch those 110s. And I was like, you know what? I think the math says that I can hit these for sets of 5. But then when I actually did it, I probably could have forced the 5, but I didn't feel particularly safe. Right? I didn't feel particularly safe. So I did not do the 5th rep. But here's the funny thing. On set 2, I mostly failed. No, not mostly failed, but I partially failed the first rep. And then I partially failed the first rep. But I got most of it. But then again, like, I'm listening to my body. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to count that rep if I don't get the full 4 reps, because I did put a lot of effort into it. I hit the 2nd rep for really the first full rep. I hit the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and I said, I'm going to try this. And I actually hit it for the quasi 5th rep. So I only really counted 4 because I didn't lock out at the top. And most guys when they bench press will tell you don't need to lock out at the top. But I'm a little OCD about it, right? So let me go into Eco Pro in heavy traffic. There's no reason to be burning my gas like this. So I only counted the 4 reps, but then I knew I was going to be able to get through the next 2 sets. So I successfully hit the dumbbell chest press 4 sets of 4 at 110 pounds for a total of 16 repetitions, which I'm very, very proud of. I'm very proud of it. And then I grabbed the 75-pound dumbbells and did 4 sets of 10 to round out the chest press portion to really, really, hey, Dan Jensen, mother! Dan Jensen is a savage. He says, he only gave you that wrench so you can ban yourself, Jeremy. All right, so I was like really feeling good about myself. I hit the 4 sets of 10 with the 75-pound dumbbells. And then I did the titty clapper. That's what I'm calling it. And you guys can use that. We're coining it. We're going to actually try to make this a thing now. The machine chest fly. I'm calling that the titty clapper. All right. I did 4 sets of 10 at 110, and then I finally left the gym. It took me a long time to get through all of that heavy stuff because it was a lot of heavy work and some volume work mixed in. I did have 2 scoops of protein between the leg work and the chest work, which kept me from feeling like really messed up. And so, yes, I spent entirely too long in the gym today. Just like I tell Midmo not to do. But I was feeling so good, I just didn't want to leave. And so I got the work in. I was safe. My muscles feel good. I don't feel burned. I felt like I got really good work in. And I'm about to eat a shit ton of eggs. I'm going to have hey, Mrs. Evil is here. Mrs. Evil is hosting a barbecue for the family. But I'm going to eat a copious amount of eggs. I'm going to drink another protein shake. And then I'm going to see about eating whatever other food they got going on over there. I'm going to pretend to be a socially apt family member. And then I'll probably take a little bit of a... Yeah, hey, roast battle. Let's go. Dan does not mind roasting you. Midmo will go Republican on you. And Kratos is a savage. So if you guys want to go roasting, be my guest. So yeah, that's the autopsy. There's a lot of work done. I felt very good about what I did. But let's talk about steroids. So there's a couple of pro bodybuilders that work out of my gym that I'm cool with. And I talked to a couple of other guys in the gym. And this is one guy who is like a masters, national, world champ level power lifter. That for his age group, he won actual world championships. I don't know if he set world records, but he definitely has won global competitions. And I hadn't seen him since the Rona days. So obviously I look like a mountain now compared to the way I used to look. And I noticed that, he's like, hey, it looks like you're really taking your training seriously. And I kind of explained to him my circumstances and why I started really taking my training seriously. And then he asked me, he said, hey, are you taking any gear? No, he asked me if I was natural. And I said, yeah. I'm not really into that, into the gear stuff. And I'm not sure if he thought that it was legitimate because of how large I gotten since the last time he saw me. A lot of people are very surprised because they're used to the 165-pound version of me, not the 195-pound version of me. So, he was kind of surprised. And I know I get a lot of looks from the guys at the gym that used to talk shit about me behind my back and make fun of me and snicker and sneer because I was the skinniest trainer in the building. But he saw me and he asked me like, yo, are you natty? Yes, still natural. Okay. I don't know if Cal wants to join the roast battle, car guy. But anyway, I'm going to stay on topic here. And, I talked to a couple of the pro bodybuilders that train clients there. One of them actually was Mr. Australia. He told me he started competing in bodybuilding when I was 3 years old. Like the last time the New York Mets won the World Series, he was competing professionally in bodybuilding, right? So he's a very experienced guy. Still looks great, right? The guy's got to be in his late 50s or 60s, and the guy still looks awesome, right? All right, we'll see you later, Dan. So I started talking to these guys that have competed at the pro level, and we ended up talking about steroids, right? And those guys, they've asked me in the past, like, hey, do you plan to stay natural? And sometimes when people ask you the question, they're basically trying to figure out if you're on gear without asking you directly if you're on gear. And that's fine. When you see people make crazy transformations, especially nowadays, now that anabolic steroids are so popular, and there's less shame around using anabolic androgenic agents, people are going to pop that question, because then the next question would be, well, what are you using, right? So I was talking to the dude that I'm pretty sure competed in open, because the dude is fucking massive. And what I was telling him is the reason why I don't want to use steroids is I don't want the psychological side effects. And I also understand that I am the type of person to push to and beyond failure in a certain way, that if I got too strong too fast, I would not know when to stop. And the problem is, and guys, please, I'm telling you, the hard work is way better than steroids, right? Because you can get steroid type gains if you're patient enough and you're willing to work long enough and you're willing to see the gains further enough into the future. But here's one of the side effects that a lot of guys don't really pay attention to, that's really super important. So please pay attention, okay? When guys get on anabolic steroids, the muscle belly, like the part of the muscle that you can see, or if you look in a diagram, it's the part of the muscle that's deep red, that looks like dried blood. That part of the muscle is going to get strong very, very fast. The white part of the muscle, the connective tissue, the tendons, will not get as strong, or they will not be as resilient to stress at the same rate that your muscles will get. Okay? Your connective tissue, and that goes for tendons, that also goes to ligaments, the connective tissue that connects bone to other bones. Your connective tissue will not adapt to your new level of muscular strength on the same level or at the same speed as the actual motor units that you're going to recruit to move the heavier weight. Okay? So let me give you an unrelated example. People who use Ozempic, the blood pressure drug that targeted the GLP-1 agonist, and people started losing weight really fast because their cravings basically all but disappeared, right? There's an Ozempic face where people start to look like zombies because they lost weight so fast that their skin doesn't have time to adapt to the weight loss. So they actually start to look sick, right? Not to mention that their muscle volume also decreases as well. So they start to look sickly because they lost too much weight too fast, and it doesn't look good, right? The same principle applies to people who train at and through failure who are on anabolic steroids. You're going to be able to train harder and longer with less food in your belly. And you're not going to get the same level of nutrients that is necessary to maintain healthy musculature. Oh, this guy's not going to let me change lanes. I love cab drivers, yo. And then when they want to shoot themselves in the head on City Hall, on the steps of City Hall, because nobody cares about them, and their medallions become worthless because of interest rates and all that other stuff, then they want us all to care about them. Oh my God, I can't feed my family. But you drive like a selfish piece of garbage. So nobody feels any remorse or any sympathy for you. Really hate cab drivers if you can't tell. Okay. Now, and like Midmo would tell you, he's a masochist too. He loves to fuck his muscles up. Now imagine if he got on steroids and he took the same approach. Number one, that same mental approach you have, it would actually double. You would do more reps at heavier weight. And the thing is that your muscles are going to feel great. But the thing is, you don't have the same nerve response in your connective tissue that you have in your muscle tissue. So when you go to really blast that muscle, yeah, the muscle's going to be blasted and you're going to feel great, especially if you lift with good technique. But even good lifting technique can't save you if your regular 1RM is one weight and you're trying to lift 50% more than that, and the muscle can handle it, but the connective tissue can't. That shit is still going to snap. Now, do you know what happens when... Why are you driving so fast on my bumper, guy? Do you know what happens when you can't handle the weight anymore? You end up in a situation where you go to stretch the muscle, the connective tissue doesn't relax, it just snaps. And I can tell you that, if you tear your connective tissue, you're going to be out a long time. You're going to have surgeries. They're going to be grafting connective tissue from other areas of your body to try to reattach your muscles or your bones back to the other bones. Those are surgeries you don't want, right? People who lift on steroids tend to, especially if they're not like high level pros that have really good coaching or aren't really good coaches themselves, they tend to start ego lifting, and they don't use the same good mechanics. You're gonna end up in a situation where you're gonna be on the shelf for 6 to 18 months. And do you know what happens when you can't lift for 6 to 18 months? Number one, you're not going to be able to stay on the gear. It's not even going to make sense to stay on the gear. And then your hormonal levels are going to crash. Anything that you took exogenously that either informs your body to up your testosterone levels to a super physical level, or just outright injecting synthetic testosterone, your body is just gonna be like, you're getting this testosterone from an exogenous source. There's no reason for me, Christopher Mormon. Whoa! That's what was his name? Oh man, I'm sorry, I forgot your in-game name. It was something. God damn it. But yes, I do know you, Christopher. Nice to have you back on the stream, man. Nice to have you back on the stream. Trying to remember. High jump. Yes. And that is an Infinite Warfare name. But yeah, I definitely remember you, buddy. I gotta actually text you one of these days. So anyway, back to why you shouldn't take anabolic steroids, and you should just rely on your hard work. When you introduce synthetic testosterone exogenously, your endogenous production will pretty much shut down, because your body will see that you have elevated level of testosterone in basically swimming around in your bloodstream, and it will say, you know what, our resources are better used producing other chemicals so that, we can live and do other, human being things. So what ends up happening is when you come off the steroids, a lot of your levels are just going to crash. You're going to feel like garbage. You're going to go through, mood swings. Who wants mood swings like, a woman on her menstrual cycle? This is not to knock women, but this is one of the few privileges we get as men, that we don't have to deal with the crazy hormonal swings and the symptoms that come with that. Now, you start fucking around with steroids and masking agents and the whole bit, and you're gonna end up in a bad mental place. Now, I've already been in a lot of bad mental places through bad experiences in life. I don't need to spend a lot of money injecting myself with needles to then put myself in a bad mental place that I don't have to be in. The only bad mental place that I choose to put myself in is lifting really heavy weights for really long periods of time. And take that how you wish, because any way you read that, it's right. I don't want the bad mental side effects. I don't want to tear my connective tissue. Those are two of the big things. The other thing is, I don't want my sexual dysfunction to decrease. I don't want my testicles to shrivel up to raisinette size. That's just not what I want. I don't know what's going to happen to my sex drive. And you know what? Some guys, they get on steroids and they don't get all of the side effects. Maybe they might microdose, or maybe their genetics, make them a little bit more tolerant, so they get more of the androgenic effects and less of the stuff that you don't want. Some of those people are going to be able to do that. I got a lot of bad luck in life. I'm expecting to get none of the good effects and all of the bad effects. That's just the way my mind works, right? So, and the thing is, I know that people don't care about this, but there's bragging rights in being able to get a physique that people think you need steroids to get, but you didn't actually use steroids to get them. I do work out longer than other people. I know some people, they want to get the gains fast. Me, I love the process. I don't have a problem I do get some impatient because of how hard I work sometimes, but I'm able to stuff that impatience down and just say, you know what? Yes, I don't have the muscle that I want right now, but I do know that if I'm lifting really heavy, if I'm lifting 4 reps, 40, 50, 60 pounds heavier, in a year from now than what I'm doing right now, there's no way my muscle is not going to grow, as long as I do things in a healthy way. So I've been, learning from the best in the business. As far as exercise scientists are concerned, I'm learning from the best in the business. So because I have learned how to get the most out of every repetition, I'm seeing the benefits of it. Why use steroids? There's really no reason to use the steroids if I can actually see the gains. Like at the beginning of the year, I think, or maybe it was at the beginning of the year, it could have been last year, I had Joy Walking measure my biceps with a measuring tape. And I think I had like one bicep that was like 16 and a quarter. My left is my smaller bicep. And I think, my right bicep was at or near an inch larger. I asked her to measure my biceps, and my left bicep was 17 and an eighth inch. So I put either almost or just over an inch, because I don't remember the original reading. I should probably write it down. But I gained almost or just over an inch on my left bicep and almost an inch on my right bicep. I'm at 17.75 inches my right bicep. I'm trying to bring up my left bicep so that the incongruency is less visible. Yeah, I want an aesthetic body. But you know what I do? I just lift really fucking heavy for a lot of fucking reps. And I go into the pain. I go looking for the pain. And then when I'm in pain, after I finish working out, I eat the eggs, I drink the protein, I eat the chicken, I eat the vegetables. I try to get as much haktua as I can. I try to get as much sleep as I can. You know? You get what I mean? Like, my sister is now trolling me. So I think my sister is watching the stream and trolling me. Right? So, yeah, like I'm seeing the progress as long as I keep pushing harder and harder and harder, right? Sometimes I have to modulate the pace at which I progress, either the number of repetitions or how much weight I do. But I'm using good movement. I'm lifting every day. I'm gonna start taking deload weeks at the intervals that I'm supposed to, so that my muscles can recover. I'm eating at a slight caloric surplus. I'm doing all the right things. I'm getting all of the gains. What the fuck do I need steroids for? There's no reason for me to use steroids. If I'm still growing, why use steroids? And the thing is, again, I get it. Guys want to look good now. They want to go on dates now. They want to go on, Bumble and Hinge and put up, big arms and big chest pictures. They want to put it up now. Spamster 008. I got dressed in all pink for this event, though, just like the last time you came to my house. Shout out to Spamster. Please hit the like button. If I'm growing and I'm getting stronger, what the hell do I need steroids for? Okay? Okay? Spamster's a girl, so, she's just not the type of girl to wear pink. So now that she's wearing pink, I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of weird. I want to address something that Midmo just said. Midmo says, two interesting things. He said, yeah, I get impatient, but that just means I get in the gym sooner. Exactly. Do more work. Midmo also says, been seeing great gains myself. I see no point in using steroids. Cost benefit to me right now isn't worth it. And the thing is, Midmo likes to get his wife pregnant. He wants to make it to the point where her uterus and vagina just don't recover and go back to their original shape and size. He just wants to blow out the bottom of Kayla's body, just blow it out. They're going to have like 27 children, and she's just not going to be able to walk anymore, okay? And a guy like him needs his fucking testicles to work in order to do that. Steroids are not going to help with that, okay? He's a Republican. He wants to have 27 children. He wants them all to make fun of Kamala Harris's laugh, okay? He's not going to be able to do that on steroids, by and large. Most guys are going to have their sperm count drop because their testicles are not going to function the way that they're supposed to. That's just the way it is, okay? Now, so that's a really important thing to know. Midmo also says something I thought was absolutely very useful for you guys to keep in mind. I feel like steroids are not for the regular gym goer. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, okay? There is an exercise scientist by the name of, if I can remember his name, I think he's a Canadian guy. I cannot remember his name right now. I can see his face. I can't think of his name. Good God. Anyway, he's the short guy. Oh man, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's one of the foremost exercise scientists. He's all about gathering meta-analysis and then interpreting it and then lifting in the most efficacious way according to science. Okay, and he actually broached the topic. Should he get on anabolic steroids? And what he did was he did an analysis of his training, and he found out that he is not training to his optimal level yet. He does train hard, he does lift heavy, but he has not maxed out on A, his sleep hygiene, B, his diet, and C, he has not actually hit all of his lifts every single time without fail. So he says that there's no reason for him to use steroids if he can go he's going to try to go a full year optimizing, making sure he counts every repetition, that he makes every repetition count, he eats all the right foods. He's going to try to maximize his training and see if he doesn't actually get gains. And then he'll make a determination then on whether or not he'll give in and do the steroids. Your average gym goer is not actually maximizing their training. They're not maximizing their food. They drink copious amounts of alcohol on the weekend. They sleep like garbage. Their posture's trash. They move like garbage in the gym. Okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Most guys in the gym move like trash. They lift too heavy because of their fucking egos, and they move like garbage. I'm just gonna put it out there. Every gym I go to, hey Talia, how you doing? Thank you for coming by. They move like garbage and they lift too heavy. And then they get aches and pains and you don't see them again for weeks. That is the reality. So most guys are not optimizing their training. They only go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, and that's if they're doing a good job. These guys aren't training 4, 5, 6 times a week. They're not getting their cardio in religiously. They're not avoiding food that is not going to help them towards their fitness goals. They're not doing any of that stuff. They're doing drugs. They're doing alcohol. They're letting women stress them out. They're letting their boss stress them out. Jeff Nipper, thank you. Mid-Mo, thank you. Thank you. Jeff Nipper. If you go to Jeff Nipper's YouTube channel, he actually has a very in-depth video getting a variety of opinions from guys who are experts, who are doctors, who are professional bodybuilders, both on and off the gear. And he made it very, very clear. He did not optimize his diet, his nutrition, his rest, his sleep hygiene, or his training. He has not optimized it. And he's not going to use steroids until he gets all of those things in order. If he finds that he tightens everything up and then finds that he is not actually getting the gains anymore. When he sees he's not getting the gains anymore, with doing everything right, that's when he will revisit it. Now me, I'm probably never going to be in a position to use steroids because as I age, I am past 40. He's got a good build, His body fat percentage is a little high and you can see it. But the dude is strong as fuck, right? And he looks better than 99.35% of human beings on planet Earth. Period. Right? Now, for me, when I actually get my training and my diet and my sleep all together, I'm still just going to get explosive gains. But when I stop getting the gains, I will be happy with what I got because I'm looking to see what I can achieve just with me. How hard can I work? How consistent can I be? How heavy can I lift? That's what I want. I don't want it. Well, I did it, but yeah, the steroids, I just wouldn't be proud of that. Now, there are a bunch of guys that wouldn't care. There are a bunch of guys that wouldn't care. They're just like, you know what? I don't care if people look down on me because I took steroids. I want to be big. And if you want to be like that guy Toji, or if you want to be like the other young guy with the long hair and the baseball cap that everybody was talking about, if you want to be like Rich Piana, who's in the ground, if you want to be like some of these bodybuilders who are in the ground and they don't care how long they live. But you know what? My videos on YouTube, Joe Static, they don't care how long. Sam Sulik, thank you. You're on point, Midmo. You got the Sam Suliks of the world, the Joe Statics, you have Rich Piana, Like, if you don't care about your long-term health and you're all YOLO'd out, by all means, eat as many Tremboloni sandwiches as you want. Just don't commit any crimes while on it, right? But I'm letting you guys know, I had the former Mr. Australia tell me today that I have a physique that rivals the physique of guys who have their IFBB Pro card that train at my gym. Now, I don't believe him, but that was a nice, that was a nice glazing. Now, people swear I'm on steroids. So if people think I'm on steroids as it is, then why would I actually need the steroids? I'm getting a steroid-worthy build. I'm telling you guys, most guys, you're never going to win a bodybuilding competition. I know I never will be. I'll never win one. If Eric Janicki can't get a pro card, I'm never winning a show. And I'm fine with that. But I feel good when I walk outside and people look at me and they're intrigued, or they want to train with me, or their wife wants to fuck me. Or when the liberal women in my city, and here in New York City, try to pretend like they're not attracted. And you can tell that, they like what they see. But they have to kind of pretend like they don't, because they're liberals and they hate everything that they're attracted to, right? You know what I mean? That's what I want, and I'm fine with that. Mrs. Evil wants to see me get bigger legs. She wants to see me get a bigger chest. She likes big arms. She likes large glutes. I'm genetically predisposed to glutes that just blow up. I would rather that be my quads or my hamstrings, but whatever. And as long as the ladies are attracted to me, I'm good. He said, don't get X-rated like Xavier Woods now. So if I'm already getting the gains, and I'm my muscles are blowing up when you consider that I'm 41 years old. I'll be 200 pounds solid by November. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I'm telling you guys, you guys might not be as genetically gifted as me, but you guys can get really, really great. You can get really great physiques without ever touching the juice. You don't need it. I'm telling you, you'll feel a lot better within your soul if you do the hard work and not rely on extracurriculars. I'm telling you, you'll feel a lot better about it. It'll take you longer to get there. Because even guys are on the juice, they'll tell you that the juice only adds like 10%. You'll get to where you want to get to 10% quicker. But the thing is, if you're willing to wait that extra 10% longer, you're going to get great gains. You're going to look great. You're going to feel great. You're going to be healthy. you're going to be less prone to injury. And you can say that you actually did it all on hard work. Because when you're on social media, the first thing they want to say is, oh, that's just steroids. I can't wait for somebody to send a video like this to Greg Doucette and then do a natty or not on me. I can't wait. Because if somebody is willing to pay for me to do some blood work because I don't have health insurance right now, you can get my fucking blood work. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know, I've had a hard life. I've had, you know, delayed gratification is the theme of my life. I'm not going to start cutting corners now. I don't need to. And you don't need to either. I'm just letting you guys know. Just letting you guys know. How do you fix rib pain from injury due to improper training? Oh, wow. That's a great, great question. I would actually need to talk to you individually. So expect a text message from me if your number hasn't changed. But I'm going to try to give a TLDR real quick. You need to be able to get into the maximum range of motion. And you need to be able to control it in the stretch position using the heaviest weights that you can control on the eccentric. And you need to basically have that approach for your pushes and your pulls. And depending on how low in your rib cage you're feeling this discomfort, you need to apply the same principles to your lower body training. So if your phone number is still the same, I'm going to try to hit you up via text message when I'm done doing all the things I need to do. And I'm really hungry now, so I definitely need to get off this stream. But I will talk to you about it. You can ask me any question that you want. And guys, for $500 a month, I will write your whole program and I will guide you through a program month by month. For $400, my current clients can get a $400 a month. But for $500 a month, I'm doing guided program writing where, I walk you through everything that you're supposed to do to get good gains. You can add either in person or you can add remote sessions for a discounted fee on top of that to make sure that you're on point. And, I could do, I'm basically expanding my services. So, you know what I mean? Are there fights tonight? Mid-Mo. It's UFC 305. UFC 305. And that's happening. So, but I need to eat first to get, I need to get off the stream. I need to eat. Sorry, the car guy. This stream was definitely, this is more of a fitness-based type of deal. You owed me a story that I guess you were trying to write a story that was too long in the last stream. So you owe me a story for Tuesday's stream, if you make it. But yeah, guys, hard work is way better than cutting corners. And remember that any corner you cut in life, and this is an allegory for life, any corner you cut in life is going to come with a price. Many times you will not know what that price is going to be. And in a lot of cases, most people are not happy with the price that they end up having to pay when the rent comes due for the shortcuts that they cut to try to get to a place quicker than they deserve to. Oh, the Volkswagen that beats a BMW. You said that you did that with the four-seater and you beat him. Yeah, you told me that story. I thought you had another story after that. Yeah, but you told me about the one where you beat the Beamer in your four-door Volkswagen, the family car. But yeah, come next stream. come with some car topics, and we could talk about. Oh shit! You know what? I do have a car related thing to talk about. Car guy's probably not going to like it very much because it's very much financial. I'm going to talk to you about on Tuesday or Thursday. I'm going to talk to you guys about an encounter that I had with Mercedes-Benz USA. And I'm going to tell you about how a lot of it is going to inform on some of the car decisions that I make next February and the following September. So I'm going to try to write it down. I definitely have a bone to pick with the auto industry here in the United States. But I'm going to save that for Tuesday or Thursday. I got to like write it down or something like that. And I'll talk to you about it then. But anyway, guys, if you believe yourself to be strong, you don't need steroids to validate that because you're already correct. I'm going to see you on Tuesday. Much love. Peace.